Friends, today I just wanted to share a thought with you around visitors in the church. If we have uh, between 80 and 100 people in our community of faith, we should be getting at least 2 to 3 visitors every Sunday. And if we aren't, we maybe need to reflect and ask, why is that? Why aren't our people inviting folks to church? And maybe it's time to just pause and reflect and just examine, meet with people and say, well, why aren't you inviting people to church? And I wonder if it's because very often we look like we've been baptized in vinegar, as opposed to just sharing the joy of the Lord. We are not welcoming, we are not hospitable. Church is just somewhere where people come and then people go home, but it's not really the place to be. It's kind of a boring place. I would say, why don't you share the joy of the Lord? Why don't you take time to examine your own heart and the hearts of the people, because the church is the people, it's not the building. So it's not really so much about the comfortable chairs, the nice coffee and what have you. It's more around the people that are there. And if we're going to invite people to church, let's exude the joy of the Lord. Let's share the joy of the Lord. Let's be welcoming. Let's tell people, man, we are happy that you visited, and we love you to come into the fullness of who Jesus has called you to be. Maybe it could be just come as you are. Come and hang out with us. Come and be with us. Come and hang out in this place and meet some fantastic people. And possibly we need to be reflecting out a little bit more than reflecting in terms of our relationships. We come to church, we hang out with those people that we do like, that we do know, that are in our life groups. Whereas we should be coming to church to serve and to look at that person who's not being welcome. Look at that person who hasn't had coffee. Look at that person who's looking for the children's church. Look at that person who's looking for where the entrance to the church is, where the bathrooms are. That person is sitting on their own, and maybe leave our friends at church and go and hang out with those people. Maybe they'd come back. And why don't we make our churches a happy, joyous, wonderful place to be, rather than a place that's just a dredge and a tiresome effort to be there. I mean, churches just should be so much more than that. It's a wonderful place of relationships, of fellowship, of worship, of experiencing God's presence and God's equipping. And we invite people to church for those reasons, to meet Jesus and his presence and his power and his people, more than we invite people for the great coffee, the nice muffins, and the wonderful venue. So invite someone to church today. God bless.